Hitler's throne and displaced his uncle, the regent, who had been prepared to sign a pact with Hitler. But Sasha had been the young man's guide and counsellor for years, and Leo knew that Peter was almost like a son to him, the son she had been unable to give him. She watched him disappear, threading his way through the fallen debris, then picked up her first aid box and turned to where a few survivors were crawling from the wreckage. Some miles outside the city, in Kucha Magnolia, the family's country mansion, Alexandra Malkovich was also woken by the sound of explosions. For a moment she thought she was back in Paris and wondered why the Germans were dropping bombs on the city they had occupied for months. Then she opened her eyes and saw the outlines of her old bedroom, where she'd slept since she was a child and which she had not seen for almost 3 years. The sound of further explosions, distant but still enough to make the windows rattle, brought her to her feet. Opening the windows, she gazed across the orchards and vineyards surrounding the house to where a pall of smoke, underlit by the glow of flames, was rising into the morning sky. "No!" The word came out as a sob. "Oh no, not now!" Grabbing a robe, she ran downstairs to where Bogdan, her father's steward, was trying to calm the men and women of the household staff. "Bogdan, it's a city, isn't it?" "I fear so, Miss Lexi." The childhood pet name would have annoyed her in different circumstances, but not today. "I must go. My mother and father will need me." "No, Miss Lexi, it's not safe. You must wait here till they come back." "And if they don't come back?" Her voice trembled. "Bogdan, I haven't seen them for 3 years, and now I can't just wait here. I have to find them." The front door opened to admit a tall man in his 30s with broad shoulders and straw-coloured hair. Alex ran to him. "Drago, I have to get to the city. Will you drive me?" Dragomir looked from her to the steward. "I'll do anything you ask me, miss, but are you sure that's wise?" "It's not a question of what's wise." She almost stamped her foot with frustration. "I came home to see my parents for the first time in 3 years, and they're not here. I have to find them." "They did not know you were coming home," Bogdan said placatingly. "Otherwise they would have been here to greet you." "I know that, but there was no way I could let them know, and now... Drago, please." He hesitated a moment longer, then he nodded. "We can get to the city and find out what is happening, but they may already be on their way here." "Thank you." She turned to the stairs. "I'll get dressed. Bring the car round." When she came down, Bogdan tried again to persuade her to wait. "I have tried to telephone, but I can't get through. Perhaps the Count and Countess have left already. Or perhaps the whole telephone system has gone down," she said. "Let's go, Drago." When they were on the road together, Drago said, "I only heard this morning that you'd come home, Miss Lexi. Why didn't you let anyone know?" "For God's sake, don't call me Miss Lexi," she exclaimed. "My name is Alix." "Miss Alix, then," he said. She looked at him, suddenly in need of the comforting familiarity of childhood. "Drago, how long have we known each other?" Drago glanced sideways at her. He had been born to a simple peasant couple on her father's estate, educated in the school her father had set up for his tenants. He'd done well and progressed through the ranks of men who worked on the estate until he'd achieved his current position as second-in-command to the estate manager. It was a big step up for someone from his background, but he never forgot his lowly origins. "I remember the time they brought you home for the first time after everyone thought you were lost for good. You were, 2 years old?" "And you were?" "Nearly 10, I reckon." "You used to give me piggybacks. You showed me where the birds' nests were, and when I was bigger, you taught me to climb trees. And when I got stuck high up in the old chestnut tree, you climbed up and helped me down. You were like a big brother to me." She saw him flush slightly. "We were children then. It was different." "So different that you can't just call me Alex?" He hesitated. If that is what you want, but not in front of the Count. He wouldn't approve." "Oh, I don't know," she began, then thought again. "No, perhaps you're right. Well, just between ourselves then." "All right. Alex, you were going to tell me why you couldn't let us know you were on your way home?" "Well, for a start, getting out of occupied France is not easy." "Why not? Yugoslavia is still neutral, at least it was yesterday. What stopped you from just presenting your passport at the border?"